Hey, welcome back, guys. um, I'm making this video on my main computer that I've mentioned a few times. It has the NVIDIA graphics and the Broadcom Wi-Fi. Now, just to give you an update on my other computer that I had installed the new NVIDIA graphics card, all is well. I got everything straightened out, and I think the problem was that the Manjaro, the new 1512 version, is the one that I had some issues with. I reinstalled Manjaro, but the 1509, okay, that's the long-term support edition that's their main XFCE edition. I reinstalled that. Everything was fine. All videos working properly. NVIDIA drivers configured properly. Then I went ahead and I installed Arch through the Architect installer. Everything is working fine, no problems at all. Then I installed Debian testing, no problems at all. And to top it off, I installed Linux Mint, um, the Mate 17.3, and that's going fine. So I've got those four distributions and Windows 10, and all are now running fine. I'm glad to report. So there are no issues with that particular computer as of right now. Now this is my main computer, which is downstairs, and I have Point Linux Debian running beautifully. I have Debian testing running beautifully, and I have Manjaro XFCE running beautifully. So, but I was pretty impressed with the Linux Mint Mate 17.3, so I decided to install it down here on my main computer. And this is what you're looking at right now. I tweaked it a little bit as I usually do. Now I'm doing the video on Voco screen, which appears to be running nicely. As you can see in the top right, well, first of all, I moved the panel from the bottom to the top, and I installed all my usuals. I have Caffeine, I have Redshift, Bluetooth is there, Synapse, P-Sensor, Clipit. It recognized my Broadcom. Well, actually, I have to correct that. It didn't install the drivers. I had to go through the driver manager. Now, if we go to now you can see that I don't like the expanded Mate or Mate menu. I prefer the traditional menu where it has applications, places, and system. So I put that menu, and that's the way I prefer it. It's organized very well. I can find things nice and easy. Now, let's see. If we go to System Tools, let's see. It's probably in System Preferences. Driver Manager. Administration. There it is. Okay. So if we look at the driver manager, I and as you can see, have everything with a red theme. Um, I tweaked the appearance. The only thing I wasn't able to turn red is the mint icon on the menu, but I'm sure there's a way to do that. So as you can see, the NVIDIA, I had to basically install it, but the driver manager brings up everything. All you need to do is check what you want. There's my Broadcom. No problems at all. I checked off both of them, clicked apply changes. Everything went fine. I'm at the 352 NVIDIA driver. Everything appears to be running fine. I like some of the new features in the new 17.3. If you go to the desktop settings, let's see, you can see that you can control the icons on your desktop. For Windows, you can select the window manager and what type of compositing you want. Now, basically, if you read through the website on the new features in Mate 17.3, it tells you that if you want to eliminate screen tearing, just select Marco and Compton, which I did, and I'm going to check screen tearing in a minute. But you can configure this whatever way you want. You can show icons on menus. It's pretty self-explanatory. On the Windows, you can have the buttons on the right, buttons on the left. And it shows Mac style. You see how they switched over to the left. I kind of prefer them on the right. So that everything seems to be working fine. Now, I don't have any kind of a dock or plank set up yet. I may go ahead and do that. But in the meantime, I just added a few Geary Mail, LeafPad, Chromium, and Terminal. That's really all I need up top. I can find everything else. Uh, Now, some of these utility applications in the system tray, um, you have to add PPAs to get them working properly. And caffeine is one in particular. I believe Synapse also. But I I have all that information. If anybody needs it, just let me know. Let's see. So I like this menu system. I installed Wine. Um, I installed a bunch of sound and video: Banshee, Cheese, GUVC View, Kazam, Kodi, OBS, OpenShot, Simple Screen Recorder, SM Player, VocoScreen. So I installed those just to see if everything was working fine. I've tried most of them. Most of them I can vouch for that they work fine. The only thing is on GUVC View, in order for that to work properly, you have to install it from the testing PPA. There's a little bit of a bug with the standard 14.04 Ubuntu. So I installed it on the through the testing PPA, and that works fine. Now, for screen tearing, let's see. Let me see if I can open up. Let's see. I'm going to do a search. Uh, Screen tearing test on YouTube. I think that's it right there. Okay, so there's the test, and it looks like I don't have any screen tearing at all, which is good. Now that's why I enabled Marco and Compton. Now, I'm not seeing any screen tearing at all on this test, and so good, hallelujah for that, because screen tearing is usually a problem within Linux. There's usually a fix for it, and they say that the new X replacement, Wayland, has done away with screen tearing, but I don't really know much about Wayland. I haven't tried it. I'm sure if it's that good, it'll be making its way into the mainstream distributions. So this everything looks fine. I don't see and I'm pretty impressed because um, a while back when I did a video on my favorite Linux distributions, I mentioned that I like distributions that add to the normal mainstream version. For example, Linux Lite takes Ubuntu and they add the Linux Lite control panel, Lite software, Lite tweaks. They create several packages that they developed and they put their stamp on, and a lot of those make life easier, make the integration easier, make switching from Windows easier. And so I like the distributions that add something to the mix. And I mentioned at the time that while Linux Mint is a really nice, polished, stable distribution, that I didn't see where they've really added a whole lot. Well, I stand corrected because after reading through the Linux Mint literature, I can see where they have made several improvements to the uh, normal Ubuntu distribution, and they've improved a lot of things, a lot of nuts and bolts sometimes behind the scenes that we don't always see, but that help the distribution run a lot more stable and a lot less problematic. And now they have incorporated so many actual improvements to the day-to-day operation, especially in this Mate version, that I'm very impressed, and a two big thumbs up for Linux Mint for the work that they have done and continue to do. So, thumbs up to Linux Mint Mate 17.3. I really like it. I'm going to keep it installed on the computer. Uh, One of the things that I still prefer Manjaro for is their package management. Uh, Manjaro, working off Arch, has more packages available through their uh, package management system without going to the trouble of adding PPAs and jumping through hoops to get those uh, packages added. So that's one of the things I prefer for Manjaro, is their package management system. So let me bring up one other item just so you can see everything that I did. Okay, so whenever I install an Ubuntu-based distribution, this is what I have to use to install everything that I like. So I have a PPA for Caffeine, PPA for Kodi, PPA for Simple Screen Recorder, PPA for OBS and FFmpeg, another PPA for Synapse, another PPA for Nomax, PPA for Docky and Plank, PPA for Plank theming, and PPA for Fienza and Fience icon themes. So this all has to be copied and pasted, and apt-get update after copying and pasting each one. So a lot of this is eliminated in Arch and Manjaro, which is why I prefer the package management system. But once you get all this done in Ubuntu, then you're pretty much on an even keel, apples to apples, with Manjaro, because everything runs nicely in Linux Mint as it does in Manjaro, no problems at all. So as I said, I tweaked the appearance a little bit. I put this wallpaper. I was thinking the other day about a car that I wanted to buy back in the 70s. I wanted to buy a Plymouth Barracuda, and I could never afford it at the time. And I remember uh, I went to a used car lot and I saw a Plymouth Barracuda. I fell in love with it, but I couldn't I couldn't buy it. I think I ended up buying a 1965 Ford Fairlane. But anyway, so I thought about that the other day for some reason, and I went and found this picture online. This is I think it's a '74 Plymouth Barracuda. Pretty nice car. So I put this up with the red theme. I've got the folders in red, and I think it looks pretty nice. So this Voco screen appears to be running well. I don't see any flickering on my end. I don't see any issues with the video itself. So, guys, I just wanted to update you on the problem that I had before. That's been solved. And Linux Mint 17.3 Mate is running nicely. Very happy with it. Going to keep it around for a while. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. And please rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you soon. Take care, guys.